Hey y'all, Bloodwing here, back to bring some grumpiness to your internet. Welcome back to Redneck Radio, the live stream slash podcast where you get a healthy side helping of shut the heck up. How's that? I'm Bloodwing, and usually with me is Irate Bear, but you might notice he's not with me at the moment. He'll be on his way shortly. He had an errand that he had to run, so he's going to be a little late getting to the stream. So, until then, it will likely just be me and you. Just between the two of us. First of all, I'd like to say hi to chat. When I popped in, there were 16 people waiting before the thing even started. That just makes me happy. That just makes me happy. And hello to everybody. Hello, Sarah, angry Illinoisian, the weirdly lurking bizarre cat thing. Hey Nuts, Circus Zero. Hello to everybody. Um, as you know, Bear and I both just recently had birthdays. Those turned out very well. I tried to get the word out that Redneck Radio was going to be on his channel on Thursday instead of here. I get the feeling it didn't reach some of you, and for that I'm sorry. But I did. I did try to get the word out, but it was a good stream. We had guests and had a pretty good time. So I am now officially in my last year of my 50s. Next stop, the big 60, which I'm actually looking forward to because I think it's funny. Um, Thank you, Satanic Cultist. Happy late birthday, Bloodwing. Yeah, yeah. Before I go any further, might as well get the obligatory shill out of the way. Uh, Please like and share the stream. And if you want to go even further in supporting me, there is Super Chat, and there are also links to my Patreon and Streamlabs in the description. So there you go. Lots of ways to help out if you can or want to. Thank you, Sarah, for the belated birthday wishes. Also, and you might have missed it, last night I was on Lords of the Night. I was their guest. So if you didn't see that, then check it out. You can go over, and I'm still I'm sure it's still up or is up on Scribe's channel. Had a good time there. Push the button says hit that like button, you scrubs. There you go. Tell them how it's done. As you've noticed from the title, this will be the last Redneck Radio for a short bit. We'll be back, but it's gonna uh, not be on the air for a little bit. We're gonna miss at least one episode, at the very least one episode, because the next episode from today would be Tuesday, and Tuesday I will be in the hospital. Kind of hard to broadcast a live stream from the hospital, and I've decided I'm not even going to take my laptop to the hospital. I'm trying to focus on while I'm in there, try to focus on getting some rest and getting on my feet. But depending on how I feel, because I don't know yet how I'm going to feel, but depending on how I feel, I'd like to try to be back on schedule with Thursdays. So keep an eye out for word on that. Um, I know all of you don't have Twitter and stuff, but that's the only way I've got to get mass word out there. So I'll try to get the word out on Twitter on whether or not we'll have a Thursday live stream and do a live stream from surgery, by the way. Yeah, I'll be out cold during surgery, they tell me. So, yeah, but that would be interesting. Real quick, thank you, Circus Zero, for the donation. To help with the bills while you heal. Hope all goes well and have a speedy recovery. Thank you very much. Thank you. Um, but yeah, depending on how I feel, I'll try to get the word out there. Those of you that do have Twitter and follow me on Twitter, if you can find I don't know, some ways to let other share it on Discord you're on or whatever. I will try to get the word out as best that I can. And if you don't see it pop up, usually I like to create the stream at least an hour and a half to 2 hours ahead of the stream. If you don't see it already created by that point, then chances are it's probably not going to happen. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So, how is everybody in chat doing? Hope that you're doing well. Hey, irate prostate. Yeah, little bit of dead air for me. It's hard to fill all the dead air by yourself sometimes, especially when you hesitate to read, because it's a little hard to keep your thought talk and read at the same time. I'm just not that talented. Thank you, prostate. It was yesterday, but thank you. Yes. Um, Blind Press, best of luck, speedy recovery, and also happy belated birthday. Thank you very much, Blind Press. Thank you. Viper Sword, welcome. Um, Demon Lord, OTRT Peachy BW waiting to say F you to irate so he knows I do care. He will be along shortly. I'm not sure how late he's going to be, but I didn't get the picture. It was going to be extremely late. They were celebrating his stepson's birthday today, and he had to take some of the kids home. So see, I demand Mueller indict Trump. I demand. Now brought to you by Orange Man Bad, the best OJ in the world. Nuts is doing good, but sleepy. I hear you. I just had a nap, a fairly long nap, and I'm ready to take another one. I won't, but I feel like I could. Um. All right. Well, let's see what we've got in the news world, in the world of news. Um, well, I scroll. Okay, and here was one I wanted to talk about just a little bit. I can't read the article. It's an opinion piece. It's at the New York Times, and they're behind a paywall. So not only do they give you stupidity, but they make you pay to read that stupidity. But the headline is enough for me to get the gist. New Zealand shows the U.S. what leadership looks like, and of course, we know that they're talking about banning quote unquote assault rifles and so forth. Now, it's been a long time since I've been in high school civics class, but let's see if I can remember enough to get the sense of it. In New Zealand, having weapons and being able to carry them was a privilege. In America, it is a constitutional right. There's an extremely big difference. And if you want to amend the Constitution or strike down part of the Constitution, it's quite the process. As I recall, it has to go through the House, through the Senate, also to the president, and has to go to each and every one of the 50 states to be voted on. Even if every citizen in the United States wanted to repeal a part of the Constitution, they could not do it overnight. Not going to happen. And it amazes me how many silly people there are out there that seems to think that we can. I don't know about you guys, but and rightly so. I am absolutely grateful that it's that hard to amend the Constitution because it gives people to think about what they're doing. It gives an opportunity for people to really look at the situation instead of reacting in a knee jerk reaction the way that New Zealand did. Um, Circus Zero says, I think at least 32 states have to approve it. Yeah, it has to be a majority. Uh, that's what I'm saying, Jack Gunsky. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. There, you know, our the United States is not perfect by any means. No nation is, and no nation ever will be. But I'm very grateful that we have our Constitution and that our legal system and our politics is set up that the way that it is. There are so many checks and balances that it would be very difficult for one party or the other to just take over the country and do what they want to willy nilly. Uh, it just, you know, it's just not capable of doing it. Like I said, even if we all agreed and we all wanted to do away with a part of the Constitution, we could not do it overnight. It's a process. We legally have to follow it, even if it makes its way, as I said, out of Washington D.C. It then has to go to the states for a vote. So, yeah, there's that. I'm not going to be able to see chat here for a second. And it's occurred to me, because I did see bets early on, when it does come time to bathroom break, if Bear's not back by then, it might be a little awkward because I'm going to have to leave you with dead air if that happens. But hopefully that won't happen. Hopefully he'll be back before
I am.
He is back. Look at it. How's it going, Bear?
I'm not too bad, mate. It did occur to me that without me here, you wouldn't really be able to go for a tinkle.
Oh, I would go. It would just be awkward for the chat.
Well, yes, of course. I hope you're well. How are you? How was your birthday, sir?
It was nice and quiet, which is exactly what I wanted it to be.
Good.
All of my grandchildren called me and wished me a happy birthday. And
yeah,
I found out that Bulldozer knocked down a fence.
Oh, well, you do call him Bulldozer
Yeah,
for a reason.
they were jumping over the fence on the property line, the oldest grandson, and Bulldozer goes to do it. Instead of jumping over it, he ran straight through it.
Good Lord.
Yeah, there's a good reason we call him the Bulldozer. You betcha. And Mama Minnie in the chat there is saying, "Yep, we did."
Hey sis, how's it going?
Glad to see you there, daughter. I was actually thinking about you, talking about you earlier. There's a thing on Twitter going around, a little thing of who is it, Pierce Morgan, that's making fun of men that have those papoose type baby harnesses, you know, that hold the baby to their chest. Real men hold their babies with their arms, is what he's saying.
Okay.
I'm like, all three of my kids were heifers at birth. They were huge. I wished I'd have had one of them harnesses instead of carrying them with my arms. But I told the story, and she'll back it up that when she was small, you know, I'm not tender-headed at all. You can yank on my hair all you want. You're not going to hurt me. I'm just not tender-headed. And I used to bend down and let her grab 2 handfuls of hair and then stand up and go around the house doing housework while she was dangling from my hair. Just so I could keep my arms free to do work and things.
Let's see what Pierce Morgan has said.
Yeah.
Let's go to his Twitter. Pierce Morgan, you fat idiot. Right, okay. Where is it? British tits. He's retweet. Oh, that's a retweet. Okay. He's talking about Brexit and stuff.
Yeah, I've seen it off of Mims Holiday's account. She retweeted it.
I'll go to Mims then, because I'm not seeing it on his. Oh, I don't even follow her, so it's not. I don't care. I don't care. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's just Piers Morgan being a ball bag.
Yeah, it's pretty much just him saying, "Well, real men would carry them with their arms." Oh, come on.
It's just Piers Morgan creating and feigning outrage for no reason.
Yeah.
Because he knows if he gives an opinion on something, it'll cause Twitter to blow up, and he loves that shit.
Yeah. Wait a minute. I'm reading back, and it says it's Hayden. Hayden, is that you? That may be my oldest grandson on my daughter's account.
It is.
Get off there, boy.
And yes, I did see some of the Jim Jeffries exposed video by Avi, whatever his last name is. Did you hear about that at all, Bloodbang?
About what now?
Jim Jeffries being exposed for being a scumbag.
No, I did not. But real quick, Campbell 3000, hip hop don't stop, stomp them Jews and watch them pop. Okay. And also got a couple of Streamlabs. I think I had one a second ago, and while I was talking and didn't get a chance to read it. Thank you, Cryptic. A $5 for my favorite stripper. Take that top off. You don't want to see me with my top off, trust me. All right. Well, I thought I had a couple, but there was just that one. All right. So no. What about this now?
This it's a Jewish YouTuber called Avi something or other. I'm sure someone in the chat will tell me his name. Who went and did an interview with Jim Jeffries, because Jim Jeffries has been doing a little bit of a piece on the New Zealand shooter, as you may or may not have heard. I don't know. And imagine my shock, just as they've done to Tommy Robinson in the past. They did the interview, but they edited the interview to make it look like he was outraged and really racist and sexist and stuff like that. But Avi was filming the interview on his phone,
right,
in a bag, and it shows how different the interview actually was. No, I assume. I mean, Avi says it's Jim who does the editing, or at least has a say in the editing. But it makes Jim look really bad. It really does.
Just a second, Bear. Hayden, and he did confirm that's him. You're supposed to be grounded, young man. Get off the internet. This is an adult live stream anyway. Thank you for coming in and insulting me. I appreciate it. That's what we do. But yeah, now get off.
Yeah, I mean, I could do that. I could string together some of Jim Jeffries' old comedy clips and make him look like a raging, racist, sexist, and so on and so forth, And I'm fairly sure he's started getting some shit for that as well, but I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, he's a scumbag. He is a scumbag for doing that shit. He's gone down and had the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, his stand-up was one of the more offensive.
Yeah.
And he used to go on stage and he'd be drunk out of his mind. He'd have like several pints of lager hidden behind certain props on stage that he would pull out and carry on drinking. He would tell stories that were incredibly grim, and now he's clean cut and boring.
Yeah, sorry about that, chat, but that was my 11-year-old grandson. He's got no business in this chat.
What woman?
12-year-old.
Right.
And he's supposed to be grounded at the moment because he's been a bad boy. And I don't think any of you want a 12-year-old person in my chat with a wrench. I'll have to remember to tell my daughter about that. She's probably at work.
Yeah.
I had heard some about the Jim Jeffries stuff, and yeah.
I mean, that video, I'm fairly sure, has gone quite viral last time I saw it. Well, I saw it had like nearly 900,000 views. I hope it continues to do quite well. Yeah, he's just ever since he went to Hollywood, man, he just drank the Kool-Aid, and that was it.
Yeah.
It's at this point I'm putting my tinfoil hat on, but I am fairly convinced that when people go to Hollywood, they get a handler, and that handler tells them that there are certain things that they can and can't say, and there's certain attitudes they have to have and say when they're, when they're being listened to publicly,
Yeah. Viper Sword says, clip him around the ear. That's kind of hard to do. He's a 4-hour drive away in Michigan. So, yeah. Hopefully, after my surgery, though, I'll be able to make that drive because as it stands right now, I can't sit in the car long enough to make
Right, meow.
Oh,
But yeah, you've got your surgery on Monday, mate.
Yeah, I had already went through with the chat that this will be the last one for a little bit. We're going to skip at least one for sure. We know because Tuesday I will be in hospital. Some of them wanted me to live stream the surgery, but since I'll be knocked out cold, that would be hard to do.
Yeah,
but yeah, depending on how I feel, I hope to be back for Thursday's live stream. But as of right now, I don't know how I'm going to feel. I know I'm going to have 2 incisions. I don't know how large they're going to be. And there's probably going to be some pain. So I don't know.
You will need time to recover.
Yeah. And even if there's no pain, that means that I'm probably hopped up on opioids and I'll be higher than a kite. And nobody wants to chat with me when I'm higher than a kite.
They should stream that.
But yeah, they have been warned. We'll try to get the word out, like I told them, and I'm sure you'll help me. If we're not able to have Thursday's live stream, I'll try my best to get the word out. But
yeah, I'll be sure to tweet out stuff. So
yeah, and oh, by the way, I did have a chat in Discord with J Kid yesterday, and he said that he was already planning on keeping you up to date on when I got out of surgery and so forth, probably on Twitter or Discord, because he says, well, after all, he's family by now, right? So I said, yeah.
That's good. I'm very happy with that. I'll be sure to tell him thank you for doing that.
But yeah, got that going on. But when you came in, we had just been talking about how everybody pretty much on the left is screaming, well, if New Zealand can ban guns like that, why can't America?
Well, it depends on the state, doesn't it? I mean,
well, it in America, and we just went through it. I'll go through it real quick again. In America, it is a constitutional right to carry firearms. In New Zealand, it was not. It was just something they let you do, but it was not in their constitution. They had a right for that. In order to change the Constitution, even if all of us agreed and we wanted to change a part of the Constitution, okay, and we thought it was bad, it couldn't happen overnight. It's a process. It has to go through the House of Representatives. It has to go through the Senate. It has to get past the president. And then eventually it has to go to vote by each and every one of the states, and there has to be a majority vote by the states to pass it. So, yeah, it's just not going to happen overnight, folks. Can't.
There are some weapons that are banned, right, in America?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you can't.
That's quite specific to state as well.
Yeah, you can't go out and just purchase a fully automatic weapon. That's a big no. Just like
I know Cali, they make it even harder to actually just buy a gun, don't they?
Oh yeah. And like you said, depending on state to state, the gun laws are stricter here than they are there. But the amazing thing is that in a lot of the places where the gun laws are the strictest, such as Chicago, is where the murder rate is the highest.
Yeah, I know. That's what gets me, If you remember, was it last year that shooting at the bar happened, the country bar?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
and that was in like LA, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And they were on about banning the magazine type or whatever.
Yeah, faithless. I know full autos are controlled, not outright banned. I don't believe I insinuated that, but I do know that. But you're going to jump through some major hoops to get the proper license to own that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Go
I'll
ahead.
be back in a second, mate.
Okay. Butterfly knives are banned. Yes, because for the same reason that switchblades are, because they're too easily dispensed and then put away. Um,
I'm back.
okay. But anyway, as you were saying.
Yeah, I remember when the shooting at the country bar happened. I believe it was a veteran who was suffering from extreme post-traumatic stress disorder and a few other things. No, I'm not making excuses for him. I'm just referencing back to, you know, the guy, because, you know, jog your memory and whatnot. And there was a massive call, if I remember rightly, to ban the magazine type. And he only used pistols. And they weren't automatic pistols, if memory serves.
Right.
And people were like raising the argument, but it's already hard enough to get the weapons that he was using anyway. You know, again, it's almost as if criminals will get hold of a gun and commit crime anyway.
Yeah, they don't care about the laws. That's why we call them criminals.
A good case study for that is the United Kingdom. You know, it's incredibly difficult over here to get hold of a gun. If you want a gun, you have to go to police interviews. You have to actually have a reason to have a gun in this country. It's usually like when you're a farmer or something. And yeah, what was it? 2015, there were 6,000 gun-related crimes in the UK.
Yeah.
You know? Just saying.
Yeah.
Right.
Rotten Corpse says plus full auto or select firearms. Select firearms have to have been manufactured in 1986 or older for civilian ownership. Yeah. So, you know, it's not like we don't have gun laws in America.
I completely agree with Jack Gunsky. I think we should just make murder illegal.
Yeah. Let's just make murder illegal. Oh, wait, it is. You know, all these people, and you see it from time to time, they claim, oh, well, let's just make them all illegal and everything. And then you take it is just that simple. And then we'll reduce the crime. And no, because then only the criminals will have the guns, you know?
Mm-hmm.
We don't want that either. Thank you, Vomit GPP Sausage. Happy birthday. Also, Down's payment for a rich.
I like how the word "downs" was capitalized there
Yeah,
as well.
exactly. Yeah, a little play on words there. Faithless says America banned butterfly knives. The UK bans butter knives.
Bit of hyperbole there. Obviously, you can buy knives in this country. Just if you get caught with one eye in public, then you'll be able to take it off you.
Yeah, I would be worried because, you know, because of my culture, pocket knives are a part of our culture. You're not a proper redneck man unless you have a pocket knife. Right?
So a knife is a tool.
Yeah. And my pocket knife is probably 4 inches when it's folded.
Yeah.
So it's double that when it's folded out. They would probably, if I ever went to the UK, they'd probably throw away the key for something like that. All right. Well, let's look back at what. I'll give it a 4, just because it was.
Oh, come on, that's at least a 5.
Okay, I'll give it a 5. Just
it's a
because
5 for
it
the
sounded
wetness.
a little wet.
Yeah, the 5ness is for the wet, the wetness. Yeah.
All right, let's see. I really did go through the news, but you know, in my memory, I forgot what I looked at. Oh, good grief. And I know you've been in such a hurry that you probably didn't have a chance to look. So,
yeah, if I could just say, Reese is my eldest, my stepson. He doesn't turn 14 until the 26th, but we celebrated his birthday today. We didn't do anything fancy schmancy or anything. He had a friend come round. I went and picked him up from his town, which isn't that big of a drive or anything. It's just a pain in the ass because of country roads and whatnot. We went for a nice meal, and then we brought them back here, and they just played PlayStation for a couple of hours.
Well, that sounds like a good time to me.
Yeah, I took him back. So
thinking back, and it's been a long time since I was a kid, guys, but I do remember. I think I was 10 years old the last time I ever had a birthday party. In my family, it was a choice. You either had to choose a party or gifts. They couldn't afford both.
Yeah, same, pretty much.
And I wanted the gifts. Buy me presents. Forget the party.
Is that actually my sister this time in the chat there?
Yes, she's listening at work. Yeah, because Mrs. BW kind of narked on the grandson. Let her know that. Yeah.
Oh dear. Hope you're well. Hope you're well.
Baby, I'm sure you understand. I appreciate that he come on and said hello to me, but this is an adult chat. He's liable to hear or see things here that a 12-year-old shouldn't. So, yeah. Kyler, cow arteries won't buy themselves, people, and he gives my Streamlabs link. Thank you very much. Hey, Jen. Good to see you. Okay.
Japanese man marries virtual reality singer Hatsune Miku.
Okay. Let's see what that one's.
Did you want that?
Yeah, go ahead.
I figured that he didn't have enough news, so I just started looking.
I had some, but then my brain. I've got so much on my mind right now to begin with.
Okay.
Mom told me he's in for it when I get home. I'm fantastic, brother. Thank you. That was Mama Minnie.
Oh, okay.
I bet he is. She said he's very grounded.
Yeah.
Love in Another Dimension. Japanese man marries Hatsune Miku. Hologram.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Anything to marry your waifu. Akihiko Kondo's mother refused an invitation. I'm getting better at pronouncing Japanese words.
You are. I noticed that. It's all those animes you're watching.
I know, right? Refused an invitation to her only son's wedding in Tokyo this month, but perhaps that isn't such a surprise. He was marrying a hologram. At least if you get a sex doll, you can.
Yeah, there's something you can do with it.
Yeah, but a hologram. I mean, you're just waving it around in the air at that point.
Yeah. Oh, real quick, Grisella says, Bloodwing, I've been working on your comic cover. I came up with a Punisher-like image for you. Thank you very much. And if you all have never seen Grisella's work, you're in for a treat. She's very good. Very good stuff. Done covers for Lords of the Night and stuff, and which were posted on Twitter at one point. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I look forward to seeing it.
Sarah says, damn, Japan, what is wrong with you? Well, if I remember rightly, you guys nuked them twice.
We did. Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
It's you're the ones who are responsible for anime, I'm just saying.
It's the Americans' fault. It's the American, because we lit them up and made them glow in the dark.
It's almost biblical. For Mother, it wasn't something to celebrate. Yeah, I know, right? I imagine any parent would be ashamed.
Can you imagine his mother? My son married a hologram. I'm so proud.
Oh God. Oh, these people are strange. Said the soft-spoken 35-year-old whose bride, I have kids young, don't they, in Japan, is a virtual reality singer named Hatsune Miku. In fact, none of Kondo's relatives attended his wedding.
I wonder why.
I would have gone.
Yeah,
I mean, not
just
for
to
the
see the
support.
show.
Yeah, not to support, but just to see the dumpster fire. An animated 16-year-old with saucer eyes and lengthy aquamarine pigtails. Well, those are anime eyes we refer to, but that didn't stop him from spending 2 million yen on a formal ceremony at a Tokyo hall. Oh my god! How much is that in like normal money?
I don't know. You said 2 million?
Yeah, 2 million yen.
Thank you, Cryptic. You all caught me. It's me.
It was Cryptic.
Cryptic married a hologram.
Hold on. Yeah, convert Japanese yen. Okay, so that's what, 1 million?
Cryptic says it's $2,000, and he's our resident Asian, so I don't know.
1 million is nearly £7,000. According to this web, according to moneyconverter.com. Might be wrong.
A lot of money is what it is.
Yeah, no matter what, it's a lot of money. Yeah. Around 40 guests watched the shit show as he tied the knot with Miku, present in the form of a cat-sized stuffed doll. So he married the doll so that there could be a physical representation.
And did you say that the anime that she's from or that she represents, she's 16?
Well, I mean, presumably, I don't know if she's actually from an anime. I'd have to Google that. But yeah, she's 16. But they do it young over there, don't they?
I guess so.
I think the age of consent is super young. And they be put on a register.
I mean, my mother was 16 when she married my father, but
13.
13
is the age of consent. Yeah, in Japan.
Good grief almighty!
I knew they did it quite young.
And they talk about us rednecks.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fairly sure Mexico's is even worse than that. I think it's 12, isn't it?
You may be right. I don't know. They're pretty crazy down there.
Yeah. I never cheated on her. I've always been in love with Miku-san, he said, using an honorific that is commonly employed in Japan, even by friends. I've been thinking about her every day, he said a week after the wedding. Since March, Kondo has been living with a moving, talking hologram of Miku that floats in a $2,800 desktop device. You imagine you go around this guy's house, and there's a friggin' hologram walking around of an anime character? Good grief.
Yes, I will Grisella, you can. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I didn't realize what that he was asking that. Oh, yeah, carry on, mate. You crack on. I'd love another one, by the way, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I like his art. It's fantastic.
Absolutely. It is.
I'm in love with the whole concept of Hatsune Miku, but I got married to the Miku of my house, he said, looking at the blue image glowing in a capsule. He considers himself an ordinary married man. No, sir, you are not. You are not. His holographic wife wakes him up each morning and sends him off to... Can you imagine being woken up by a walking, talking anime character?
No, I don't even like the alarm clock on my phone.
Oh, no. No. And sends him off to his job as an administrator at a school. Does it talk? Can he have conversations with it? He sleeps alongside the doll version of her. Okay, sure it's not a body pillow. That attended the wedding, complete with a wedding ring that fits around her left wrist. Okay, so it is the doll then. Kondo's marriage might not have any legal standing, but that doesn't bother him. He even took his Miku doll to a jewelry shop to get the ring. I bet they thought he was insane. And Gatebox, a company that produces the hologram device featuring Miku, has issued a marriage certificate, which certifies that a human and a virtual character have wed beyond dimensions. You know, what's wrong with just marrying another person?
I don't know. I don't get it.
This
I don't.
guy's like the ultimate MGTOW.
Look, I'll be honest with you. Back in the day before I got married, I hated dating. I did. I hated dating. I really hated it. So I get that part, but I soldiered on, and you know, eventually found my partner. So
Yeah, yeah.
You hate dating.
What was that?
yeah.
What was that from the missus? I heard her.
She's to tell them why you hate dating because I don't like crowds. Well, that's a part of it, but
Yeah, it makes sense in my mind.
yeah.
So that is pretty odd in terms of. I mean, yeah, as Maniac was it Maniac Man? I've seen worse. Yeah, I've seen worse. Like the woman who married the Berlin Wall always comes to mind when I think of weirdos marrying something.
People marrying trees and whatnot.
Do you remember the ecosexual thing?
Yes. Yeah. Real quick though, Grisella says I'm just short of 500 followers. I'm honored to all of them. Go follow Grisella. Is amazing artist. Do it.
I'll have to create a deviant art account. I don't
have one either, but if you do, go. All right. But yeah, I definitely remember those ecosexualists. Yeah.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Dave Cullen a while back did a video on a group of people who refer to themselves as ecosexual. That's not in the LGBT acronym, but yeah. So basically what that means is they get it on with Mother Nature.
Yep.
And they basically stick their gingangoolies in fucking trees and the ground and stuff.
Yeah. If you look it up, you'll see people rolling around in the leaves and sticking it in holes and rubbing up against trees. And
That's not healthy, man.
No. Besides, it sounds painful. Honestly.
Well, Grisella, if you tweet the image and the link to your DeviantArt to me, I'll retweet it, mate.
Yeah.
And then people can go follow you on DeviantArt.
Oh, Faithless Worski banging a tree. How could I forget? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember
forgot about that video. Yeah.
Let me see. What else do we have here?
Sure, Viper Sword. Yeah, go ahead.
Can a tree consent? Well, that's the question.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much, Lee Woman. She's brought me some sprites. I like Sprite.
Yeah, that's what my wife drinks. Well, she drinks Sprite Zero. You know.
Is this a Sprite Zero?
No.
It's a full fat Sprite.
Yeah, full fat.
Well, it's got no fat. It's got no fat at all in it.
Yeah, but she is a diabetic, so she has to drink that diet stuff. Me, no. If it's got the word "die" on it, I ain't putting it in my body.
You're drinking next door. Okay, have fun. You already said that.
Prophet of drunk. You're only fashionably late. You haven't missed a whole lot. So.
Oh dear. What else what do you want? All right. Okay. God. Oh God, it's probably going to end up repeating some of the news that we've had on Ghost Poo this week. But do you mind that?
No, I don't care.
Okay, a Russian perfume brand pulls fragrance named sexual harassment. What? A Russian perfume brand has been forced to remove a fragrance that's called sexual harassment after social media backlash. Nikolai Eremin, the head of Nemir Parfums, apologized on Instagram, admitting that he hadn't thought it through properly. Yeah, no shit, mate. Like, who, if I was going to make a perfume, or a man's cologne, I certainly wouldn't call it sexual harassment.
Yeah, I want to know who it was, because most of these companies that do put out perfumes and everything, they're going to have more than one employee. Who told this man that it was a good idea?
Yeah, you'd think somebody would have told him.
Yeah. Sarah says should have named it hashtag me too.
Yes. Yes. I agree. I completely agree. My mistake was that at the moment, I didn't think about the real victims, the people who really have lived through this. I was only thinking about my own creative freedom and my own ego. I made a mistake, he said, according to translated text on the Calvert Journal. Yes, creativity should be free, but only if it doesn't hurt anyone. Well, no, I disagree with that. It's not really creative to call something sexual harassment, though, is it? It's a bit on the nose, you know. I don't think that's going to sell very well in terms of marketing.
Yeah.
But no, creativity should be free, completely free. I don't care if it hurts someone's feelings, even if it insults me.
A lot of us probably would have bought it just for a lark, for a laugh, you know, because we thought it was funny. But here's the thing, you know, that the social justice idiots are going to have a meltdown.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes you wonder whether it was Russians that were complaining about this kind of thing.
I don't know.
Because I can't really see that. I mean, the Russians are quite harsh people in general,
Right.
you know, they're a hardy people.
Right.
I mean, I know they had that crazy feminist lady that was going around throwing bottles of water on people and stuff. Maybe, I don't know. I don't live in Russia, people. I don't know what the sentiment is over there right now.
Yeah.
But it is a bit on the nose, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you had to figure there was going to be backlash. You know.
Yeah, it's probably a bad idea. I care a lot less about, you know, the outrage about it and just the marketing concept. I mean, hell, you could use this as a marketing ploy, I suppose, but I don't know how well it would do.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know.
Sexual harassment for men. I don't know.
It's sexual harassment.
What do you think? Like, is that a marketing ploy? Do you think? Do you think it's
maybe
smart?
You know, maybe it could be, but I don't know how smart it is, because we all know that in today's society, even though they are a somewhat smallish group, the social justice bunch are a big crowd, and they're going to pitch a fit, and they're going to keep at it till you pull the product, you know, or rename it or something.
With a product like that, it kind of makes it feel like a novelty.
Yeah.
You don't really want that for your perfume or your cologne. You want people to keep coming back.
Yeah.
You know what, Jack Gunsky? That'd be even better. Fucking a dumpster fire. The fragrance is set to be repackaged under a different name. So he's still going to get his product out there. Nemir Parfums isn't the only brand to have chosen an unfortunate name for one of its products. For instance, Kat Von D Beauty has also faced criticism for a lipstick brand called Underage. Oh my God. Underage? Oh, God, no. What is it? These people with these people?
This can't be for real. Either these people are raging morons, or this is a Poe.
I don't know, man. I don't know. These people were like super eccentric and, well, just nuts, I suppose. Good grief. Other naming faux pas have also come about due to awkward translations when brands are shipped from one country to the next. Mitsubishi learned this the hard way when it took its Piero range to Spanish-speaking countries. It wasn't long before the public started laughing out loud at the fact that the word Piero translates to masturbator in English. I don't do Spanish, so I don't know if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. Piero? It says Pajero.
It's just a perfume for the guy that know he's going home alone.
Oh, good Lord, that's funny. Mm. It's just getting lost in translation, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a shame there isn't more on that one. There's only those. Looking funny. There we go. Grisilla, I wanted you to give me put the DeviantArt link for your DeviantArt in the tweet, mate, because then I can promote your DeviantArt as well. I'll continue whilst we have here. Police knock on wrong door, end up finding 3 men bagging up heroin and cocaine.
Talk about lucky.
Yeah. Or rather unlucky for the individuals behind the door.
Exactly, yeah. Depending on how you look at it.
Police knock on the wrong door, end up finding 3 men bagging up heroin and cocaine. They were searching for a man, but ended up finding a lot more than that. A good day for the police. Police arrested 3 men yesterday afternoon after they discovered a large amount of Class A drugs. South Leicestershire police tweeted to say that officers were looking for a man when they knocked on a door in the area of Cavendish Road in Leicester at 9:20 a.m. They were doing that shit at 9:20 a.m.
Well, you know, early bird gets the worm.
I suppose, yeah. Those are working hours. Who knew drug dealers worked normal office hours?
Yeah. There you go.
That door turned out to be the wrong one, but when police went inside, they found 3 men preparing a large amount of heroin and crack cocaine. The tweet said, "By chance, we were at an address yesterday looking for a male. On knocking the door, which was the wrong door, 3 males were inside and in the process of cutting and bagging large amounts of heroin and crack cocaine. The men, 2 aged 28 and 1 aged 27 from Solihull and Leicester, were arrested on suspicion." What do you mean on suspicion? You see them doing it. Suspicion of possession of Class A drugs with intent to supply. You get fucked for that, especially if they're Class A drugs. A police spokesperson said they have since been released under investigation and inquiries are ongoing. Wow, that's just bad luck for them.
Right. Exactly.
Well, it's good to see our police actually doing something.
Yeah. Other than you got a license for that sport.
I mean,
right?
It wasn't off their own back or hard work or anything, but whatever.
Yeah.
Take a win, whatever.
Nice to see them actually doing police work rather than trolling Twitter for people being mean to one another.
Yeah. They never found the evidence, but the police officers involved are driving around in new cars. Yeah. Man who wears religious amulets like an armor, takes them off for a day, gets hit by a car and dies.
What?
I don't know if I should laugh. I'm going to hell for that. But I'll have to screen share this.
All
so
right.
You can see what the madman looks like. You'll have to present me. There we go. I'll just crack open. I'll have to put that over there. There we go. Thank you, Perfectly Fair Delusions, for that article. Appreciate it.
Yeah, he's a little odd looking there.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine that being particularly comfortable. Man who wears religious amulets like an armor, takes them off for a day, gets hit by a car and dies. Oh, wow. Look at the madman. The absolute madman.
That can't be comfortable.
No, it can't be. Did he used to wear it in bed?
I would hope not.
Yeah, something like that ended up choking you out. I mean, look, it's digging into his neck.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Ugh.
But, I mean, that must have worked, because he took them off and died.
He took him off and a car hits him. Yeah.
Well, that is unfortunate. Yeah. Wear your amulets, people.
Yeah.
Wear your amulets. They keep you safe. Oh, God. Imagine having sex with that thing on. It'd be like having sex with a wind chime.
Yeah, pretty much. What's that noise? Never mind, it's just my medallions.
This was sent by Perfectly Fair Delusions, who's in the chat. Thank you so much. Muslim bus drivers ban on guide dogs. Oh, this is a very old article. Perfectly Fair Delusions. Well, I'm fairly sure this may have popped up a few times whilst in the last couple of years. This is back from 2010. Do you want to go through it anyway?
Yeah, sure.
Muslim drivers are forcing blind people and their guide dogs off of buses because they consider the animals to be unclean, it has been revealed. I seriously doubt that's still a thing. If anybody could find maybe an update on this, that's a much more recent. I'd be happy. Don't apologize for it. Perfectly Fair Delusions. You're just trying to help. But if anybody out there wants to try and find an update on this kind of thing to see if it's still going on, I can't imagine it's still going on. I mean, I know that there was somewhere in England, I can't remember where, they had a huge park in the middle of a residential area, and there were Muslims complaining about dog walkers. Going through the air, because as you know, the Muslims don't like dogs. And that wasn't that long ago, if memory serves. But yeah, these kind of stories pop up all the time. So, yeah, I'll still read it anyway. Transport Minister Norman Baker has stepped in after complaints from blind people that their dogs were being ejected from public transport on religious grounds. Mr. Baker told bus companies that religious objections were not a sufficient reason to eject any passenger with a well-behaved dog. He said if dogs are causing a nuisance, then the driver has every right to ask the owner to leave. But it is much more questionable to be asked to remove a dog for religious reasons. I completely agree with you, sir. One person's freedom is another person's restriction. That's another reason why Islam is not compatible with the West. Yeah.
Any religion where you're not allowed to like dogs, I immediately got a problem with.
It's a frigging guide dog, you know?
Yeah.
They're very extremely well trained animals, very specially trained. And then, you know, they obviously have to have a certain level of training with their new owner as well, you know?
Yeah.
You have to be trained to have one. It's not as if they're just going to have a shit on the bus.
Oh no, they're very guide dogs are very well behaved. They're trained to ignore everything around them and focus on the job at hand. You know? And they are the sole means by which a lot of blind people are able to get out and around and live a somewhat normal life.
Yeah, exactly. It allows blind people to live the fullest life that they can.
Yeah.
It just makes me mad. But judging from what's being said in the article, that it wasn't allowed to happen anymore, which is very good. It is legal under disability discrimination laws to refuse a blind person and guide dog on board a bus or in a taxi. But Guide Dogs for the Blind Association said it regularly receives complaints from members about the practice. Well, I absolutely support the practice. And you have a super chat there, mate.
Yeah, I've seen it. Cryptic. I love dogs. Nom, nom, nom. We all know you're Asian. Yeah, you know.
Do you know how tempted I am to go back to where I grew up, because it's full of muzzies now, and just walk around with a pig on a leash?
That would be hilarious.
In fact, I'm fairly sure that not long after the Muslim invasion of Europe, there was a woman who was walking around Germany with a pig on a lead so she wouldn't get raped.
Well, you know what? That's thinking. That'll keep them at bay.
It's a right big thing as well. Like, I mean, I've heard and seen people have like the little pigs, the miniature pigs on leads for pets, because apparently they make good pets.
Yeah.
But it was like a proper hoofing one that had been fed up, ready for slaughter.
And trust me, hogs can get pretty big, in excess of 1,000 pounds. Easy.
I'm fairly certain that that pig could have carried her without any issue.
She could have rode the pig.
Yeah,
rode it into battle.
Into battle for Queen and country. Oh dear. Oh God. Oh no. Half-eaten puppy and frozen kitten found in. No, I'm not interested in that.
No,
Thank you very much.
A little too dark.
Cryptic's house.
Yeah.
I'll just stop screen sharing for now because I'll just grab some more news unless you have something that you want to go through, mate.
Ulster Scott says the Swiss eat dogs too, by the way. Well, more power to them. It's not that I'm against it. It's just I'm not going to.
I've been sent an article from
You've been
Sarah.
sent an article.
I have been sent an article through the power of the internet.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. From Sarah. So thank you very much, Sarah. Do you want this one as well?
Yeah.
Okay. This is from HuffPo. Woman almost dies from stroke triggered by oral sex.
Read that again. I was looking down at what Omega said to us. Says entertain me, you downs of hillbilly boys. And I missed what you said. Read it again.
I shall read it again. Woman almost dies from stroke that was triggered by oral sex.
Okay. I mean, I feel ashamed that I laughed at that. No, I'm not.
Well, I mean, she didn't die, so
yeah.
It's perfectly fine. The woman suffered a brain bleed as she neared orgasm. God damn.
Boy.
How good was he?
No kidding. Boy got skills.
Yeah. He's burying his face in this, committed to this. A British woman had to go to the hospital after an intense impending orgasm triggered a stroke. According to a new report, imagine if the stroke had caused the orgasm, that'd be mad, wouldn't it? According to a new report from the British Medical Journal, the unidentified 44-year-old woman suffered a transient loss of consciousness, TLOC, while receiving oral sex from her partner. After the woman was unconscious for 2 to 3 minutes after the sex, her partner got nervous and took her to the emergency room at Chelsea and Westminster Hospital in London. Yeah, yes, Omegon, she came so hard, half her brain shut down.
Wow.
After the woman was unconscious, I've read that bit. Once the man told the doctors his partner's body had gone stiff, just like his penis. During the session, the woman told doctors she had a headache that she described as a 6 out of 10 on the pain scale. In terms of headaches, that's pretty intense. At first, doctors believed, based on the symptoms, that the woman had suffered a seizure. Doctors later learned she had experienced a blackout caused by a sudden lack of blood supply to the brain, also known as reflex-mediated syncope, according to IFL Science. On closer history taking, the patient reported nearing orgasm while receiving oral sex from her partner before losing consciousness.
Wow.
But did she have the orgasm while she was unconscious?
I don't know. It would seem a waste if she did, wouldn't it?
It would seem a bit of a waste, yeah. Where was I? A CT scan and a CT angiography showed she had an aneurysm leading to a subarachnoid hemorrhage, a kind of stroke. The researchers said it is not unheard of for orgasms to cause stroke.
Huh.
Well, shit.
Well, the French do call it the little death, but good grief.
Yeah.
Circus Zero says, so that's what happened to Sinatra.
Activities that involve sudden increases in blood pressure and sexual activity is well described as a precipitant. They write in the case report. Studies with I can't read today. I can read Japanese today, but not English. Studies with intra-arterial monitoring during coitus, I like the word coitus, demonstrate that during sexual activity, blood pressure as well as a heart rate is very labile, with particular rises during orgasm. So be careful, guys.
Yeah.
When you're getting down and dirty.
Yeah, no kidding. Somebody said this guy's gonna have no trouble getting a date from here on. Atomic Squid said that. Okay. Atheist Icon says I had one of those during sex. I would wear it. I'm sorry, I guess, but I would wear it as a badge of honor.
I would. I consider myself to be quite good at the old cunning lingus, but I've obviously never gone down on a 44-year-old woman, so. Huh. Did you have any news, mate?
I did. Ocasio-Cortez on Fox News coverage. Why are so many grown men obsessed with me?
It's that booty.
It's the teeth, darling. It's the teeth. We just can't resist it.
We do like to look a gift horse in the mouth.
Yeah. Of course, this takes forever to load. Here we go. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Sorry, she gets mad if you leave out the Ocasio. You know,
she does.
Wondered in an appearance on Late Night with Seth Meyers why Fox News Channel is obsessed with her. I mean, it's weird. Why are so many grown men obsessed with this 29-year-old? She asked. It's funny because
so now she's like an innocent little 29-year-old now.
Yeah, I'm just 29-year-old, you know.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but you want us to trust you and put our country in your hands. It is funny because one of the side effects of this Fox News lunacy is that other actual members of Congress believe it and see it uncritically, Ocasio-Cortez said. Yeah, because and I guess that was a pretty short article because that's all there was to it. I hate to break it to you, darling, but it's not that they're obsessed with you. It's just that, as I've said before, you're the gift that keeps on giving.
You're you're freaking low cow.
The stupid never stops coming out of your mouth.
You keep saying stupid crap over and over and over again. You're an elected official. People are going to continually criticize you. It's very much the same thing with people like David Lammy and Diane Abbott. You know, we wouldn't give you so much shit if you kept your mouth shut. Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you, Campbell 3000. I would smash the life out of that frog eye. her eyes are a little weird.
Don't look at her directly. You'll turn to stone.
Yeah.
Or jelly. I don't know.
Something. Let's see. That's pretty sad. I don't think I'm going to read that, but I will. Sydney Aiello, who survived the Parkland High School shooting, dies by suicide.
I did see that.
Yeah, that's sad. But you know that some of them are going to start grabbing that and saying, this is why we need to ban guns. You know, no, this is why we need to ban insane people.
You have a super chat?
Thank you, Megan Bear is a faggot. Tell him that. Wood.
Hello, Megan. I hope you're well, darling.
Yeah. Beto, this was one I remember. This is one story I wanted to look at. Beto O'Rourke pressed by Afghanistan vet as aides drag him away.
Oh,
so let's. Sorry, but on my potato, it takes a while for these stories to load because they have to load them down with ads and pop-ups.
I dread to think how long it would take your PC to load up something from Sky News, because Sky sucks as it is anyway.
Oh, Lord. As a suit-clad bodyguard ushered him away, Democratic White House hopeful and failed Senate candidate Beto O'Rourke was pressed by a self-identified Afghanistan veteran on his policy for withdrawing troops at a campaign event in South Carolina. The former congressman from Texas said that under his administration, there would be an understanding that the U.S. is not capable of determining the internal affairs of another nation, and that he would pull out U.S. troops after Afghanistan without hesitation. You have the humility of understanding that as powerful as we are, we cannot determine the internal affairs of other countries, the candidate said. as a bodyguard stood between him and the questioner with a hand on O'Rourke's waist. Yeah, I get that, but then as soon as you do, then you get everybody yelling, well, why aren't you doing something about this? The veteran, however, pushed O'Rourke for specifics while holding a beer at the Charleston event. Right, but how are you going to get us out of there? The veteran said. O'Rourke replied that he would just bring the troops home.
That's a gross oversimplification of military withdrawal, but okay.
Yeah, I understand that, but I served there. It's not as easy as just time to go home. What's your plan for getting us out and not leaving the country? The crap show it is, the veteran responded to O'Rourke. O'Rourke speaks for nearly a minute after that without providing specifics on a plan to withdraw troops from the country. I think the longer that we stay, the longer we persist in any foreign policy that has no expectation of succeeding. And as hard as that is for us to swallow as Americans, it is in some way accepting that we are not going to achieve every goal we have in that country, he said. Yeah, that was total deflection. You did not answer the man's question at all.
Politician's answer.
During the back and forth, the bodyguard keeps his back to the veteran and into a more open space. An aide finally interrupts the veteran and O'Rourke and separates them. That's the end of their article, but
let them fight.
This is the man this is one of the men that is running for president. And while it's a lofty goal to say, well, I'm going to get them out, you got to have a plan. The veteran is right. You can't just say, okay, time to leave.
Yeah. Yeah. The veteran is absolutely correct.
Oh.
It reflects very badly on the country if you don't have some kind of, plan for the people. You just can't leave it in that state.
Exactly.
I mean, I know we have tried, both of our militaries have tried training up, locals and stuff to fight ISIS or fight the Taliban, depending on which country, and it hasn't exactly worked out very well in the past. But it's a very complicated thing.
See you, Cynical Lindsay. I'm going to have to bounce out to get ready for my show. Catch you guys later. Best of luck on the surgery. Thank you. Thank you very much.
See you later.
Angry Illinois, Beto is effed in the head, the same brain as AOC. Yeah, he doesn't strike me as as the sharpest tool in the box.
Yeah.
It's some of these people just crack me up. They make these grand sweeping statements. Oh, we're going to get out of Afghanistan and we're going to turn the world green and we're going to end world hunger and whatever. But they have no real plan to do so. They just think it's as easy as snapping your fingers and there you go. But it's not that easy, folks. Let's see here.
What else you got?
Let's see. Oh, yeah, there was a part of this about
Trump. I have a tweet from AOC.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, if you would like me to read that.
Yeah.
Gotta love how the same folks who tolerate plus acquiesce to building a medieval wall along the entire US southern border as a non-evidence-based solution for a quote-unquote crisis that doesn't exist are now suddenly concerned that pursuing a national response to climate change is quote-unquote unrealistic.
Real quick, thank you, the Batman. Best of luck on the surgery, blood. Insert random insult about irate bear here.
Hi, Batman. So that was AOC's tweet.
Yeah, well.
Which is incredibly stupid. A medieval southern border wall.
Yeah. I've seen that tweet. And so it's medieval to want to, and then goes on to say that which is supposed to solve a crisis that doesn't exist, except there's evidence each and every day of thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of these illegal immigrants trying to cross all the time.
There's videos of it.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it doesn't exist because, you know, my brain says it doesn't exist.
I mean, the mainstream media has filmed this happen. Thousands of them trying to get into the country, trying to circumvent the border fence or ripping it apart or climbing over it.
Yeah, they tunnel under it, and you know, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again now. I have no problem if you want to immigrate to the United States. Welcome, come on in, but do it legally.
Mm-hmm.
Do it the proper way. All right. NBC, ABC, CBS evening newscasts ignore Trump's executive order to promote free speech on college campuses.
Say that again, sorry?
NBC, ABC, CBS evening newscasts ignores Trump's executive order to promote free speech on college campuses.
Of course.
President Trump on Thursday signed an executive order to promote free speech on college campuses by threatening colleges with the loss of federal research funding if they do not protect those rights. But the Big Three network evening newscast did not find the action newsworthy enough to include it in their lineups. And by the way, I happen to agree. I've been saying that for a long time. These okay, fine. If these colleges, you know, like Berkeley and whatnot, want to block free speech, fine. Then we need to remove our federal funding.
Yeah, completely agree.
You know, and they can do what they want. It wasn't something that enthused the liberal broadcast networks, ABC, CBS, and NBC. So they omitted it from their evening broadcast. Conservative watchdog group, Media Research Center analyst Nicholas Fondacaro wrote, NBC Nightly News found time for segments on anticipation for the Mueller report. Yeah, that worked out well for you, didn't it? Boeing, a feature on the opioid epidemic, CBS's decision to sell CBD products, a decades-old cold case, drama surrounding allegations that a figure skater deliberately injured an opponent. Again? That already happened several years ago. A Game of Thrones star health scare, and former FBI Director James Comey's thoughts on the Mueller report.
Yeah, Emilia Clarke apparently had 2 aneurysms during the filming of some of the seasons for Game of Thrones. Just for context.
ABC World News Tonight managed an update on safety features of Boeing jets, watchdogs, bracing for the Mueller report. More Mueller report. Yeah, it didn't turn out too well for you guys, did you? You can watch it all you want, but there was nothing there. A weather-related car crash, air quality around Houston, the indictment of a law enforcement official, and the latest Facebook security concerns, in addition to the same Game of Thrones and figure skating stories. CBS Evening News also prioritized the Boeing story, along with segments on flooding in Nebraska, the crash test rating of pickup trucks, New Zealand gun control laws, a warning from the top Marine general regarding troops along the southern border, Trump's recent comments regarding Israel, an unprecedented flood season, and a segment on living with a drug addiction. Trump had announced that such an order was forthcoming at the Conservative Political Action Conference last month, where he said the directive would require colleges and universities to support free speech in exchange for federal research dollars. White House officials declined to provide specific examples about how universities could lose funding, and said implementation details will be finalized in coming months. And I can honestly say that there's not one of us here at this live stream, chat included, that are probably surprised that any of those networks did not bother to cover that.
Mm-hmm. Let's let them get on with it, I guess.
Yeah. Bomb it, just ask the Chinese if the wall works. Yeah, exactly. You know, and I'm not silly enough to think that a wall on our southern border is going to keep out every illegal immigrant, because they're pretty inventive. They really are. I mean, you know, and they dig tunnels and, you know, and hide people in trucks and whatnot. But it's they're not having a wall is just making it easier.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, you obviously will continue to struggle with keeping, drug mules and stuff like that from getting through. I'm very much aware that the cartels and stuff will spend millions paying engineers to figure out ways to get around it. You know, I know that they've sent people through semi-submersibles and everything, through the Caribbean and whatnot to get into America. But you know, a border wall will stop a lot of the things like the migrant caravan, for example.
Yeah.
You know.
Thank you, Campbell 300. Good luck on your sex change, mate. Ask for double D's. All right. Batman says it's all my fault for showing all those reruns of The Great Escape and Hogan's Heroes in Mexico. Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, I happen to be in agreement with Trump here on this executive order. I'd rather see it put into law, you know, go through the House and to the Senate. And I really think it should be. If colleges want to restrict free speech, then by all means they can do so, but they can do so without federal funding. Yeah, Vomit Sausage says that we have 20 odd miles of water and they still make it here from France. Yeah.
We need a wall as well. A body of water is not enough.
Yeah.
We could just like blow up the. Well, actually, I better not say that on the stream. We closed the Euro tunnel.
Sorry, I had to get a drink there. My throat was getting really dry. All right, but yeah, none of us are surprised that the major news networks ignored that. Of course,
yeah,
not something that they want to hear about.
Yeah, they'd rather wait for Trump to do something they can give him shit for.
Well, yeah, or make it up, like
or make it up, yeah,
like the Mueller report. All right. Let's see. We've already done Ocasio-Cortez. I really don't want to. But apparently she still hasn't paid the tax bill from failed business venture.
Oh, dear.
Let's see. Sorry.
What's the matter?
Well, yeah, I know I'm taking a while here, and there's some dead air, and I'm apologizing for that. To get that last story, I had to actually click it up a couple of links, which took me away from the site I was on, so I had to go back. And
well, whilst you're doing that, then right. Zambia bans energy drink found to contain Viagra.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Power Natural High Energy Drink SX removed from shelves after complaint by regulator. I've had a hard on for 6 hours. It won't go down.
Jeez.
Zambia has banned an energy drink after it was shown to have been adulterated with Viagra, according to local authorities. The ban followed a complaint from the country's medicine regulator in December, suggesting the Power Natural High Energy Drink SX had been spiked with erectile dysfunction drug Viagra. The drink is also exported to African countries such as Uganda, Malawi, and Zimbabwe. The manufacturer, Revin Zambia Limited, said last year the company could not immediately be reached for comment on the ban. The Uganda National Drug Authority said in a letter dated 28th December 2018 that it made similar findings after a customer complained of constant sweating and a nearly 6-hour erection. See? I was right.
Hey, Red Bill may give you wings, but we give you
The power to smash your misses for hours and hours on end. I mean, it not only does it get you hard, but it gives you the energy to do it.
There you go.
Zambia ordered the manufacturer to withdraw the drink after tests showed it contained sildenafil citrate, which has the brand name Viagra. A Dola local authority statement said. Foreign is an active ingredient in oral therapy for erectile dysfunction in men and should only be available on prescription. Results from both Zimbabwe and South Africa correlated with those obtained from the Foods and Drugs Laboratory that indicated a positive presence of foreign citrate, it said. Well, there you go. So we'll get you hard and we'll give you the energy to boot. There you go. There you go.
We have a couple of stories on our hashtag. I'll get to those in a minute. I have one more story that I did intend from the top of the show to read. Southern Poverty Law Center. Oh, wait a minute. Let me actually open it because it didn't give me the whole title on the lead-in page, did it? Southern Poverty Law Center, frequent critic of conservatives, sees its president step down amid rash of departures. The Southern Poverty Law Center president, Richard Cohen, is stepping down from the civil rights organization and amidst a series of high-profile departures and questions over its treatment of employees. And by the way, let me just insert a little bit of my own personal opinion here. The Southern Poverty Law Center is just a racist organization that hides itself as a civil liberties organization. Civil rights.
Completely agree. There's a lot of organizations like that in the current year as well.
In a statement, Cohen said, the organization will emerge stronger after an audit of its practices by Tina Cohen, a Chicago-based attorney and former chief of staff for former First Lady Michelle Obama. We're going through a difficult period right now, and I know that we'll emerge stronger at the end of the process that we've launched with Tina Cohen, the statement said. Given my long tenure as the SPLC president, however, I do not think I should be involved in that process beyond cooperating with Tina, her team, and the board in any way that may be helpful. Cohen has worked with the center since 1986 and was made president in 2003, according to the Montgomery Advertiser. He became one of its most prominent figures, bringing legal campaigns against the Ku Klux Klan and other hate groups. But in recent years, the center has drawn criticism from Republicans and the conservatives who have accused the SPLC of unfairly labeling people and groups with conservative viewpoints as bigots. Which they have.
Yeah, they have done that. They absolutely have. Groups like the SPLC, Right Wing Watch, Far Right Watch. That's Far Right Watch is the British version of that, I suppose. Hope Not Hate, Stand Up to Racism. And I bet there's a whole load more that both you and I probably haven't even heard of. Which some of these groups are actually backed by elected officials as well.
Yeah, that's one of the things that bothers me about the SPLC is that they have a pretty close relationship with the FBI.
That is, that is looking at right there.
Yeah. PayPal come under fire from religious groups after its CEO revealed it works with the SPLC to help identify accounts to ban from its platform. Several groups called for a boycott of the digital payment system because it listed several conservative Christian organizations as hate groups or extremists because of their religious views.
Oh, God.
Republican lawmakers have also questioned the working relationship between the SPLC and the FBI. See?
Yeah.
U.S. Representative Matt Gaetz, Republican Florida, said groups like the Christian Family Research Council have been unfairly labeled as hate groups by the SPLC, while members of Antifa have not. That's our problem with it. Yeah, that's our problem.
My shock. Just close your eyes for a second and try to envision it, if you will.
The SPLC's conflation of mainstream political advocacy groups with legitimate hate groups and domestic terror groups is absurd, frequently indiscriminate, and dangerous, Getz says. Cohen's exit comes a week after SPLC co-founder Morris Dees was dismissed, and some center staff raised concerns over whether the group's mission of combating hate and discrimination conflicted with the treatment of its minority employees. In addition to Dees, an assistant legal director also left over gender and race equity concerns. The center's senior staff and board are largely white, according to the Advertiser. About 24 employees signed a letter raising concerns over allegations of mistreatment, sexual harassment, gender discrimination, and racism threaten the moral authority of this organization and our integrity along with it, the Los Angeles Times reported. The Advertiser spoke with 4 employees who said there is a disconnect by what they saw as the center's response to high-profile cases of police use of deadly force and prioritizing marketing and fundraising over civil rights work. The center remains a $450 million advocacy organization that surpasses other civil rights groups. And as is so often the case, these virtue signalers, you know, that are always shouting racism and sexism, and once things are looked into, they're usually the worst offenders.
Yep, they usually are. The ones who scream and protest the most are usually the biggest scumbags of them all.
Yeah.
But I have a bit of good news.
See you, Jack. I don't know how long ago that was posted, but yeah.
I have a slight bit of good news.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen of the stream, yesterday you may have noticed a video on Twitter that was circulating of a gentleman on a subway train kicking the shit out of an old lady.
What?
Did you not see that?
No, I really didn't spend a whole lot of time on Twitter yesterday. It was my birthday, and I wanted it to be a good one. So
that is fair. That is completely fair, sir. Yesterday, Keemstar had been sent a video of a black man beating the shit out of an elderly black lady on the train. Presumably New York. Well, yeah, it's definitely New York. Yeah. He was literally kicking her in the head while she was sat down. It looked like he had a child with him. And the mongoloids on the train just stood there and filmed it, didn't bother to try and help.
Yeah.
Like, there were at least 2 people filming on their phones. But good news, he has been arrested by the New York Police Department.
As well, he should have been.
Damn straight. Damn straight. Fuck him, piece of shit.
No kidding. You don't treat the elderly like that. Can they be pains in the butt sometimes? Of course we can. I'll put myself in there. Of course we can, but you don't beat them up. My gosh.
Fucking big hard man, isn't he, kicking the shit out of an old lady?
Yeah.
Prick. Fucking prick. I hope the New York Police Department fucking beat the shit out of him.
Yeah. And, you know, of course, I realize I come from a different time than a lot of you all. But, you know, I was raised to have the utmost respect for my elders. You may not always agree with them, but you respect them. You know?
You don't do that shit.
No.
Defenseless little old lady just sat on the train. I don't give a fuck what the context was.
Yeah. And I can't believe that nobody on that train or bus or whatever it was didn't stand up in her defense.
Yeah, they just stood there like a lemming.
I mean, I'm a crippled up old guy, and I would have put myself in between them.
You're damn right as well to bit him.
You know, you want to beat on somebody, beat on me.
I jumped on the little shit. Well, he's not even little, he's a big bloke.
Yeah.
But I would have still dived in there.
Well, yeah. Thank you, the Batman. That's the camera phone generation for you. Yeah. Yeah, they're
Fucking-
too busy.
ooh.
Oh, this is a great video. I got to get it for posting on Facebook.
Yeah, it's disgusting. You're not big, you're not hard, and you're not clever. You're an asshole. And I hope the New York Police Department shoved a nightstick up his ass.
Yeah.
Prick.
Actually, Sarah has sent several stories to us, and we're going to get to those as soon as I get back from the bathroom.
Mm,
It is.
of course.
I made it quite a while, actually.
You did, yeah, you did very well.
I'll be right back.
All right, mate. Hello, chat. I hope you're well today. I hope you're having a lovely weekend. It is Saturday, of course. What's going on? What's going on? Sideways, absolutely, Atomic Squid, absolutely. I hope the fucking police tased him as well, little dick. What's going on, Viper? I hope you're well. Hope you're having a nice weekend. I read up here. I doubt he would have lived long enough for the bus or the train to stop. I should fucking hope so and all. I should fucking hope so and all. Just like I get so disappointed in people when I see shit like that. So disappointed. He's standing there filming it. Like, I get why people film it and stuff because it's evidence and whatnot, but there were two people doing it, you know? Like, one of them could have jumped in. There were other people on the train. Why did no one else get involved? You know, she's a little old dear. You know, it doesn't take much. Well, I mean, especially in elderly people are frail, you know? You hit them really hard, they could die. Arsehole. I hope the police tased him in his little dick. Yeah. I hope so too. I hope he gets a nice long stint in prison as well. And when he's in there, I hope he gets fucked up. Really big hard man, aren't you? Fucking arsehole. Was it because he was black? No. I don't know what his reasons were. None of those reasons were good enough. I mean, it was a little old black lady as well. Fucking, I'm just very, very disappointed in people when shit like that happens. Here's hoping he gets exactly the same treatment if he lives that long. Yeah, I completely agree. I hope he gets stamped on just like he did to that little old lady. Piece of shit. Yeah, drops the soap several times. Cocksucker. People like that prey on the elderly and kids and stuff. They need to be Darian Long. They need to be tased several times and then thrown out of a building. And if they're not inside a building, take them into a building and then throw them back out of it again.
And then put them in and throw them out again.
Yeah, exactly.
Just for good measure.
Make sure you get some good airtime out of that as well. Oh God.
Okay, let me see if I can cover these stories that Sarah has sent. Oh, good gosh, honey. I'm not sure I can do that first one. In case you don't know, I'm highly arachnophobic, and there's a huge picture of a black widow spider on the cover of this story.
No.
Let's hope that picture goes away if I click on the link.
Spiders are horrific, aren't they?
I'm terribly, and I know it's silly. For a grown man, I mean, even a tiny one that you can barely see, I will beat myself to death to get it off of me. I've done it. Let's see. A new hot sauce mimics a venomous spider bite.
But why?
I don't know. I mean, don't get me. I love hot sauce. I love some hot food. I'm a redneck, of course I do.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. I get people like spicy food. I mean, there's definitely a market for it.
But why this? I don't.
That's going too far.
Scientists in the UK recently came up
Scientists?
with yeah.
Sauce scientists.
There are sauce scientists. Who knew? Scientists in the UK recently came up with a new hot sauce that mimics the type of pain you feel from a venomous spider bite. Yeah, that's just what I want in a hot sauce.
Yeah, I want my sauce to mimic being chewed on by a spider.
Was this really necessary? That's what the article says. That's not me. Was this really necessary? It's called Venom chili sauce and costs about $9 a bottle.
Why? I can't imagine many people buying it other than just like for a prank or something.
Yeah, yeah, possibly.
Like, there's
And
only
that's
two
it for the
reasons.
article. It's pretty small, but I remember when I was a kid, I was in grade school. I don't remember exactly what grade, but some kid pulled a prank on me and said, "Here, eat this." I said, "Well, what is it?" It looked like a piece of a potato. He goes, "It's an Indian turnip." Well, I was just a kid. I didn't know what an Indian turnip was.
Mm.
He says, "Chew it." He says, "But don't swallow it. Spit it out." Thankfully, he told me that. Oh my gosh! For those not in the know, what we call an Indian turnip will make your mouth feel. It's not hot. It's not heated. It's nothing like that. It's pain. It's pure, unadulterated pain. My mouth felt like I had needles being run through the roof of my mouth and through my tongue. I couldn't even speak.
I can imagine, yeah.
It was a terribly cruel joke. I mean, I'm all for practical jokes, but it was so bad that they had to send me home from school. And when I told my dad, when I was able to talk, what had happened, he was furious. He said, had you swallowed that, it could have really hurt you.
Yeah. It ruined your insides. Food is for eating.
Yeah, people are stupid, and sometimes kids are even stupider.
And like you have to consider the fact that you're going to go to the toilet at some point.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be very good on the way out either.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I like me some hot stuff. I really like B-Dub's hot wings, the habanero, which is pretty hot. And but yeah, no, I don't. I think I'll skip on this one.
Yeah.
Next story: man's mobile phone protects him from arrow attack.
From arrow attack?
Yeah.
Someone fired an arrow at him.
Yeah, and there's a picture of it sticking through the phone. Let me see if I can.
Arrow attack?
Yeah.
I mean, I knew we were regressing, but I didn't realize how many centuries we were behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, Viper's got a bow and arrow, I believe. Was it you?
Well, it's not letting me share it.
Oh.
It won't let me hit the share screen. But there's a picture of a
drop the link to it, Bloodwing, in the chat. People are asking for it, mate.
Okay.
I never said there was anything wrong with archery. I'm just like, don't fire arrows at people.
Yeah. The Australian man suffered only a small cut and the sudden need for a new phone.
Good grief. I'm looking at the picture of it now.
Yeah. An Australian man's life has been saved by his mobile phone. Incredibly, his phone stopped an arrow from hitting him as he came under attack in rural New South Wales. The 43-year-old was left with a small cut on his chin following the bizarre incident. But pictures released by the police show it could have been much worse. The incident began with the attackers carrying a bow and arrow confronted the man outside his house, NSW police said. The victim then raised his phone to photograph the potential attack when his assailant fired the arrow. Instead of being a camera, the phone suddenly became an unlikely shield, helping to protect the victim from potentially serious injury. Police said the arrow pierced the victim's phone, knocking it back into his face. I can imagine.
Yeah.
He suffered a small cut, but was otherwise unhurt. The two men were known to each other, said officers. The incident happened in the town of Nimbin, some 110 miles south of Brisbane earlier this week. The 39-year-old man who fired the arrow has been charged with assault and property damage offenses and will appear in court next month. The town of Nimbin has a reputation for being the marijuana capital of Australia. Okay. And it has been described as naughty Nimbin by some locals. All right. Well, they're serious. Yeah. Heck with you, man. I'm gonna shoot you with an arrow. That's some serious stuff there.
Yeah.
Thank you, the Batman. So wait, someone was attacked by Stephen Amell. Okay. But thank you for the donation. And let's see.
Cryptic, you're not getting a rug.
And let's see. Birthday. Here's the last one that she sent me. Birthday billboard blows up man's phone with well wishers. West Palm Beach, Florida, a New Jersey man had to get a new phone number after he was overwhelmed with birthday wishes when his sons put up a billboard asking people to call him. And there's a picture of the billboard in the background that says, "Wish my dad happy birthday," and a phone number.
Oh, no.
The Sun Sentinel reports Chris Ferry doesn't turn 62 until Saturday, but he already has received some 1,500 Facebook messages and phone calls from people who saw the sign along a highway in Linwood, New Jersey. The sign has Ferry's phone number, his photograph, and the words, "Wish my dad happy birthday." Ferry's son, who shares his name, lives in Boynton Beach, Florida. He told station WPBF he and his brother Michael never thought the sign would be such a hit. The elder Ferry took a selfie in front of the billboard, but he's looking forward to the day it comes down. So I guess they blew his phone up.
Oh, mate.
That's a great
annoying.
Yeah, but that's a great birthday troll.
Yes, it is.
That's great.
Just give out his number publicly to everybody.
Yeah, I would probably have to change my number afterwards too. But I would still chuckle about the whole thing.
I'd be mad. I'd be mad if someone did that to me.
Yes, I know who Stephen Amell is. I'm a faithful watcher of Arrow. I do like the show. I'm well aware. And that's it for the news. So I guess it's story time.
Story time.
The only story I can come up with is because it having recently been my birthday, I was reminded, and it's just a little short story about my 16th birthday.
Oh, okay. Sweet 16.
Yeah. On my 16th birthday, I got, well, you know, a lot of nice presents, but my favorite present at the time was I got a very nice, for the time, denim outfit. As a matter of fact, I know Bear's seen this photograph. If you've ever seen the photograph of me when I'm 17, I'm wearing part of that outfit in that picture.
Yeah, I have seen it.
Yeah. There was also, what's not in that photograph, there was also a denim blazer that went with it that I wasn't wearing in the picture. But I got that on my 16th birthday, and I wore it to school. You know, so I'm all dressed to the nines by 70s standards. And I'm really, I'm digging it, and really, I think I look really cool. You know, I'm really nice. So I get to school, and some of you may not know that, yes, even though Bloodwing was a hippie, he was also a band nerd. And I was in band for the whole time I was in high school. And it was time for band class. And in our particular school, excuse me a minute, I got to take a drink.
Bloodwing played the triangle, by the way.
No, I played the trombone. And no, not the rusty kind. Still have a trombone in my bedroom, actually. Haven't played it for years. Which belongs to J Kid, who also played trombone after his dad. But yeah, there was this one time in band camp. Anyway, in before band class, you got to get your instruments, and you don't carry your instruments around all the time, especially if it's one as big as a trombone. Have you seen a trombone case? They're massive.
Big,
You
yeah.
don't want to you don't want to carry that around all day. So you keep them on shelves in a separate room outside the band room. And I'm in there going to get my instrument, and a bunch of my buddies decided they were going to get me down and give me birthday whippings.
Birthday beats.
Yep. So they grab me, and I grab onto the shelves, these metal shelves, and I grab onto it, to help to keep from getting pulled into the floor and just beat half to death. And they jerked me loose of it, and they're beating on me, and I'm like, oh, that kind of hurt. And I look down at my hand, and my middle finger on my right hand is just pumping out blood in spurts. When they pulled me loose from the metal shelving, it had sliced my finger in the first knuckle, the crook of my finger. I actually still got a very good scar there.
Ow.
And they're still beating me. And I'm half in shock. I don't know what to do. I don't do good with the sight of blood anyway, as we've talked about before. And I'm looking at this, just shooting out the blood across the room. Nobody's noticed but me yet. And I'm like, guys. They're like, what? And I just held my hand up, and they all turned green. Oh my God. So I go up to the in the high school I went to. It was a very large high school. We had probably more than 3,000 students then. And I think it's even bigger now. Same high school, but I went up to each department. Your English department, your math department, social studies had its own secretary. A girl that sat at a desk and helped direct people and whatnot. And I went up to the music department desk and said, I need a pass to the nurse's office. And she goes, why? And I just plopped my hand up there.
Middle finger up.
And she goes, don't worry about the pass. Don't worry about that pass. Just go. Long story short, my mom had to come pick me up, took me to the doctor, and I got 4 stitches for my 16th birthday and blood all over my birthday outfit.
Wonderful.
Fortunately, gosh, got to take another drink. I don't know what's up with me today. Fortunately, my mother was a whiz and was able to get all the bloodstains out of my outfit. But yeah, that was my 16th birthday.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Be careful them birthday be careful them birthday whippings, boys. They can be killer.
They can. There's birthday beats and there's birthday bumps, and that's when your mates will pick you up and throw you in the air and let you hit the ground.
Yeah.
Never had that one done to me, but I've had plenty of birthday beats in my time.
Thank you, Sora Luna. Batman said, now we find out Bloodwing would make a really pathetic vampire. Yes, I would. I can't even watch him take blood at the hospital out of my I can't do it.
Question for 5?
Yeah. We got 5 minutes left, thereabouts. Bullet.
You right there?
Yeah. I think so. Give me just a minute, though.
You're gonna die on me, are you? Okay, then. Whilst Bloodwing's sorting himself out, let's have some questions, guys, to cover the last 5 minutes of the stream. What's your plans for the weekends, guys? What is your plans? At some point, I'm going to have to make a video for Irate Alex. Not too sure what I'm going to do just yet. It's been a while since I've done a road rage, but I don't know if I'm probably going to do that. I'll probably do something else. Soak in cold water with a little soap works every time. We just kick you in the bum. The number of years you turned. For me, it was kidney digs and arm punches. It was Bloodwing's birthday yesterday, Vortex.
Thank you, Cryptic, for the donation. Our bear hugs to best friends.
No. That's
Sorry about that. Something just, I have no idea what. Probably
That-
my own spit just choked the crap out of me.
that's a hate rug. Kyla, it's not been long enough for a Lord Bear video. It's not been long enough for a Lord Bear video, but there will be one at some point next week.
You have to keep those special. They only come out on occasion.
Exactly. Yeah, people have to miss it. Otherwise, they'll just get bored of it. What is your favorite burger toppings? Oh, I love fried onions, cheese. I like relish. That's about it really on a burger, to be honest with you.
I like everything.
Everything.
When I was a kid, you could go to restaurants, not necessarily fast food, but like drive-ins and stuff, or a diner. And if you ordered a burger, they asked you what you want on it. If you told them deluxe, they knew what you meant. That meant that you wanted everything back there on that burger.
Yeah.
I think that's
on top of burgers.
Yeah. So I think that's been kind of lost nowadays. I haven't used that term used in a long time, deluxe, but yeah, I like everything on it, but especially mushrooms. I do love mushrooms.
Oh, I do love mushrooms myself. Yeah.
Thank you, Batman. Happy birthday, Bloodwing. How many geological areas does this make? Cryptics, #cryptics rug matters. I was 59 yesterday, Batman.
A fried egg on a burger is also very nice. Bacon as well. Do I like Jaeger bombs? It's been a very long time since I've had a Jaeger bomb, but I did love them. I got really messed up on them though. I got smashed on them. Not paralytic. I had a wonderful evening. What else is there? Bacon, mushrooms, grilled onions, cheese, mayo, and barbecue sauce. For angry Illinoisian there.
Yeah. Of course, I like my pizzas the same way. I'm not a real huge pizza fan. I can take it or leave it. My ex-son-in-law, he could literally eat pizza every day and be happy. and some weeks he tried, because he would just order pizza every day. And I'm like, do we have to eat pizza again? But I can take it or leave it. But if I'm going to eat it, I like everything on it except for anchovies. Everything, black olive.
Again, another thing that we have in common.
Mushrooms, black olive, whatever.
I hate anchovy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've never really been a big fan of that kind of thing anyway. So
yeah, I mean, I can take it or leave it. Okay. You want to have pizza? Have I had it this week? No. Yeah. Okay. But.
What's your favorite form of cooked mushrooms? Mine is either deep fried mushrooms or cooked very well with steak and onion. Are such a simple spaghetti.
Sauteed.
I like mine fried. But I get Vanilla Bear to make. She gets those portobello mushrooms, and she cooks them and she fills them full of cheese. And
I like them. Just toss a little butter in the frying pan, and saute them in the butter, and that's all. That's all you should need to do with them.
That's how we cook steak in this house as well.
Yeah. Mushrooms.
Mushrooms are lovely.
My wife's making a yucky face. She doesn't like mushrooms.
I like olives, but I like them in small doses, both green and black.
Oh, when I was a kid, I could sit down with an entire jar of green olives, the kind with the pimento in them.
Yeah.
And just literally go through that entire jar in one sitting. Just kill it.
I couldn't do all that. I could do that with maybe mackerel.
I like mackerel. We make we call them salmon patties, but we make it with mackerel more often than not because it's cheaper than salmon.
Yeah. Oh, we've come to the end of the stream, Bloodwing.
Yes, we have. It is now the end of the stream. Thank you, chat, for coming out and supporting the stream. Thank you for those that donated. Again, let me remind you, there will be no Redneck Radio on Tuesday. It absolutely will not be on Tuesday. I'm hoping to try for Thursday, but we'll have to see when that time gets here, and we'll try to make sure that you know that. But
yes,
thank you all for showing up today. And for as I said, for all the donations, thank you, Bear, for as always for showing up. Anything you want to show?
Not really. I mean, I made a video on IA regarding the T series PewDiePie thing, and I had a couple of interesting T series commenters in the comment section. Go give that a watch, guys.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you have it. Go check it out. All right. Well, thanks everybody, and as always, get out of my yard.
Bye, everyone.